Yo! So, I haven't, try and find a good spot here. So I haven't been on YouTube for quite some time, as I'm sure if you've subscribed you'd know. I'm planning on getting back into it a fair bit. So a good way to start would be a Q&A. I put it out on my Instagram account, as you probably know if you're checking this out, to throw me some questions, fitness related, personal related, whatever you wanted, and got quite a few. I'm probably not going to be able to get through all of them unless I sit here all night, but I'm going to get through some of the better ones, or I'll just flick through and pick some randomly. So hopefully I'll get to yours, and after this we'll hopefully get YouTube back and rolling again. So, number one, how much time do you spend working out a week? Good question. Generally ranges between 5 and 6 days. When I'm more hypertrophy focused, I used to be more 6 days a week. Now I'm pretty much always 5 days a week, because I mostly train with a strength focus, and that focus on compounds is a bit overloading for my body, so I don't want to tax my CNS, my joints, everything a bit too much from working those big compound movements too regularly. So I need 2 rest days a week at the moment. I did used to train way more than that. I was one of those idiots as a, not a kid, a few years back, where I'd try and train 7 days a week and wonder why I was never getting anywhere, wonder why I was feeling injured, things like that. And that's why, because I wasn't allowing enough rest, recovery. So rest up. You need no more than like 5-6 days a week. Never train more than that. Don't train 7 days a week. Stupid. No one should do that. There's no training plus, how does it go? Training plus recovery equals effect. You need recovery. So 5 days a week, to answer your question. That was a bit of a rant. Number 2, favourite body weight chest and back exercises. Chest, definitely push-ups. That's pretty obvious. It's a good movement. You can kind of vary it up a little bit if you want. Get like those handlebars, get a greater range of motion, almost becomes a bit of a fly. And there's just so many variations. Like I can run a whole chest workout basically off different, like narrow, diamond. You can do like shoulder push-ups. Google search them. I'm not going to give a demonstration here, but tricep ones, wide, narrow. There's so many different variations. So definitely push-ups for chest. And if you've got a bar, I don't know if this counts, pull-ups, chin-ups. What I mean by those pull-ups is like neutral chin-ups, or neutral and wide. Chin-ups is like an underhand grip, where you chin up, a bit more arm, a bit more lat. Still plenty of back in both. I'd say that's probably, it's not much track activation, but it's pretty hard to train back body weight, to be honest. You need, because there's so much pulling, like there's no body weight to pull, so really you need something, at least a bar, to do some pull-ups off, or some sort of like laying back rows. So probably pull-ups. Next one, coming to Toronto. You tell me, I have no idea. I do want to do a trip to the US very soon. I know that's not Toronto. I don't think I'll make it as high as Canada, maybe, I'm not sure. I've heard like it's one of the most naturally beautiful places in the world, but I don't know, I want to do a US trip next, probably then Europe, then I'll venture to other places like Canada, maybe on a second US trip. I don't know. I do really like the idea of it though. I want to travel basically the whole world, so I'll be there eventually. Just probably not anytime soon. What is your favourite exercise? Okay, so favourite exercise, it changes, but generally speaking, and right now it's squats. It almost always is squats. Occasionally it's deadlifts. It's always a compound movement for me. I only like big movements. I like accessory movements. I just know they're not building a great deal of muscle, and they're not like, I can't move massive weights, so like it doesn't feel as fun, I guess. But yeah, squats, definitely squats. And yeah, it always is. I don't know. I never used to. I used to be like everyone else, hated leg day and all that sort of thing, but when I actually got into it and took it seriously, got my technique down, and then started to see the numbers go up, nothing better than strength training, getting your numbers up. But deadlifts too, but squats, easy squats. What made you start training? I think that's meant to say. What made you start training? Sport specific initially. I was playing basketball, sort of coming out of juniors, heading into seniors. always, I was okay at basketball, but loved it, like wanted to be a lot better. But as I hit seniors, I was pretty skinny as a teenager, got very lean genetics, so I was very skinny. I moved, so when I came into seniors, I knew I needed to put on some size, so I went in and started training legs, funnily enough, mostly. Then I sort of, you know, like every teenager, sort of like wanted to look better, so I started doing bicep curls and, you know, your chest exercises and stuff. So once that all started, I pretty quickly just fell in love with the gym, fell in love with changing my body, getting stronger, and ended up quitting basketball only probably a year or so after. Went back and forth, but pretty much that's why it was sport specific initially, but then it just became like the love of it real quick. The gym bug, as they say, I caught that pretty quickly. What else do we have? Do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I do. I've been with Alicia. Most of you probably already know that. If you follow along here, or my Instagram, she's in it all the time. Not in my feed, but in my daily story, like every single day. So you're not paying attention. But yeah, I've been with Alicia for 5.5 years now, nearly, so a long time. We've been together for ages. So we met back in Hobart, moved up to the Gold Coast together. Going strong as always. For glutes, so going to go back to squats there. Compound movements, big compound movements, making sure you're getting a large range of motion. So if you're doing like short half squats or anything like that, you're not really stretching your glute out to create any muscle damage, therefore muscle recovery, bigger glutes. Other exercises, though, hip thrusts are huge. I definitely reckon a full range of motion on hip thrusts, but weighted, not like any of that sort of just doing body weight circuits, things like that. If you really want to, you need to eat up, you need to bulk up, and just like any muscle really, but glute specific, I'd probably say hit up squats, hit up hip thrusts, even like a deadlift, sumo or conventional is not too bad, probably sumo a bit more so for glutes. Stay motivated to train every day, that's a good one. To be honest, I don't. I'm human like all of you guys. Like, I know there's this perception that people that preach this fitness lifestyle and stuff, they sort of act like they're motivated all the time, and maybe I give off that vibe a bit too much, I don't know. I certainly am not motivated every day. I'm motivated most of the time. I'm pretty driven, not just for the gym, but I think anyone that knows me would know I'm really driven to work hard at anything I do, whether that's business, finances, travel, just, you know, anything. Gym in particular is what I'm most passionate about, so I really enjoy it, I guess. And strength training, like I've mentioned before, if you're struggling to get into the gym, just set minor goals. For me, that's the same. It still is minor. I can't progress that much each week, so you know, I know what my numbers are going in, or I know what my targets are, and I'm trying to hit those targets, and I get quite a thrill off hitting those. And I think you will too. Like, if you can set small goals with your body and with your weight targets, even if it is for a bicep curl. If you love doing bicep curls, go in there, do that. You know, for me, it's more squats and bigger movements, because you can see some really big progress and feel like a bit of a boss when you're moving them. So that's what motivates me. How long is your online coaching program? So I've had a lot of questions about this lately, so I'll run through it quickly. My online coaching program at the moment, it does vary. I occasionally make alterations, but it's 6, 8 or 12 weeks at the moment. That involves training programs, nutritional coaching and programs, meal plans or macronutrient coaching, 24/7 messaging via email or Instagram, whatever you prefer. And I've just started, I'm about to start doing WhatsApp or some sort of thing like that to do check-ins, just to make it a bit more personal, be able to easier to answer your questions. So I think it's a good program. I don't charge much. I'm not going to go into that here. You can hit me up if you're interested, but I mainly focus on educating people. That's the big thing with it. I try and educate you, because you're only going to be with me for 6 weeks, and I can't, or 6, 8 or 12, even in 12 I can get you some good results for sure. But anyone that promises you a magic pill, you're not going to change everything in 12 weeks. But if I can teach you how to get results in 12 weeks with me, and then progress it from there, so the next 12, the next 24, 36, so on, you continually improve from what you've learnt from me. That's the main goal. So I think it's worth investing, even if it's not for me. It's worth investing in a coach if you're fairly new or you've plateaued with your goals, so you can learn to then take things further, or invest in an education on it. That's another way of doing it. You got any that aren't training related? A lot of them are fitness, which is good. Take your pictures on Instagram, alright, good one. So generally, and some people have been sort of surprised by this, myself, I'm either just setting it up, putting it there, taking a photo, just like I've got the camera here sitting in front of me now. Leash, obviously, as well. I take a lot of her photos, she takes a lot of mine, either phone or on this camera. And I've done a few photo shoots with a guy called Jake O'Donnell. Look him up on Instagram if you haven't already. He sort of does fitness modelling photography, I guess you could call it. And yeah, he's really good at what he does, really awesome. It's sort of, yeah, I've cut and done that 3 times now, and I've really been happy with the way they've come out. I've never really done much, like, it definitely intrigues me to do some more like photo shoots and work with other photographers, but I don't have anything in the works right now. But generally me and Leash. Next one. Okay, this one's real good. Seeing yourself in your images that you post, do you feel looking at it that your health and fitness in life matches the aesthetic look in the picture, if that makes sense? So do I feel as good as I supposedly look, or how I think I look? So obviously I'm somewhat fit, or look somewhat fit to most. I do think to a degree I match that. I have my weaknesses, I'll admit that 100%. I think I'm pretty strong, I think I'm pretty fit. I'm pretty focused on holistic health. I think the only thing that I'm probably lacking in, that I've tried to focus on recently especially, is nutrition. I know everything I need to do. I consider myself fairly educated on it. I just am a little bit bad at eating food sometimes. I'm like everyone else. That's probably my biggest weakness. So in a sense, that's where I'm lacking. But I think for the most part, yes, I do. It does match up. My camera ran out of memory and then the battery died, so now it's dark. But hopefully that last question got everything out I needed to say. I think I've covered it enough. I've only got a couple minutes left. I'm going to do this quicker, it's going way too long, but I'm getting close to doing most of the main ones, so I'm going to try and do them all. What would I do with $1 million? I would honestly, would I still post? Yes, absolutely. I didn't start this for the money. Don't get me wrong, I love money, I love everything to do with finances and stuff. I'm very into finances and investing and all that. I'm not going to lie and say I don't care about it, but that's not why I started it. I really love strength, I really love fitness. I helped my family out when I was younger and I loved seeing their results, so I wanted to do that with everyone else, and chase business goals and stuff, not so much money. So that would have no effect. What would I do with it? Honestly, I would invest a large proportion of it into property or the shares market, and with 100,000 I'd travel the world. Like, that's the main thing I want to do. Idle. This one I saw before and it's a tough one. Yes and no. Like, I look up to a lot of people for different aspects. Like, I think Tony Robbins is really wise with his finances and the way he goes about life and his energy. I think Gary Vee's like workhorse king, so he's super impressive. In terms of physiques, Simeon Pandra I look up to. I'd love to be as huge as him. Strength, anyone that's stronger than me I look up to in that sense. But in terms of, I guess, life idol, probably be Mum. Like, she went through it tough without getting too in detail. She did it tough for a long time and did a lot to provide for me and my siblings. So the moral she showed, I try and live up to that standard, I guess, and repay it back. Okay, how do you split time among things a day to post and answer questions? So I think it's sort of time management. How do I do it? I don't know. I'm not that. I'm sort of lazy. Like, I'm driven and lazy. I think it's not that hard, honestly. Like, I do get a lot of messages a day. I do posts once or twice a day. I try and stay active. But I'm passionate about it, I guess. Like, time management's not really a problem. When you're passionate about something, you're happy doing it most of your day. It does get overwhelming sometimes, and sometimes I just take a step back for a day or two. Time management wise, it's like, look, provided you sleep 6 hours, you got 18 hours a day, you can do a hell of a lot in that time, guys. Like, I just do bits and pieces. I just write lists of everything I need to get done, and I just get through it. I honestly don't have time management strategies. I probably could do with some sometimes, but if you've got some, comment below. I'd love to hear, because I do wonder that sometimes. But honestly, I don't yet do enough. I think that I am struggling with that. So, last one, I think. If I missed any, I'm sorry. You can just message me and I'll answer them. How do you feel about attraction from women and men to me physically? I guess in regards to Instagram, YouTube a little bit more so Instagram. Posting photos out for the world to see, being trying to endeavour into fitness modelling a bit as well. Obviously my physique, body's on show, so I don't care, like, to be honest. I'm quite comfortable in my own skin. Not in an arrogant way, I just genuinely don't see any problems with myself just because I'm comfortable with it. Like, I honestly am 100% comfortable with the way I look, and if someone critiques it, like, I'll take it on board as constructive criticism, but I honestly don't care. Not in a harsh way, but I only care about my own thoughts. I am happy with the way I look. I'm always happy whether I'm lean or whether I'm quite pudgy and bulky. I'm always happy with the way I look, so it doesn't bother me whether they like it or they don't like it. And I also don't. I appreciate it. I always appreciate nice comments. I appreciate people saying positive things. Really do. But I guess I've only got eyes for one woman, so, and as long as she sees me attractive, that's really the only other opinion that matters on that standpoint. But yeah, I do love the support. I really, like, any positivity is great, but I guess I'm happy in my own skin, whether the negative comments are positive or negative. Anyway, this has gone way too long. I apologise. If you have stayed around this whole video, thank you very much. You can let me know that, and I'll send you a high five emoji or something. That's all I can do from a distance. Please, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe. I really do want to get back into this, and if you want me to too, like and subscribe, because that will motivate me to do more. It's easy with my Instagram, it's easy to be motivated because it goes well. YouTube takes a lot more effort and it's a slow reward. Not that that's a good enough excuse, but I really would appreciate some support. Comment below if you have some other stuff you'd like me to cover. I'd happily just answer some questions in the comment, or hit me up on Instagram, as I'm sure most of you know where I am there. So, see you later, guys.